Welcome to A.D.A.P.T, your personalized AI coaching program. Claude's advanced features like Cowork, skills, and plugins have been making a lot of noise lately. But what's real and what's hype? This podcast breaks it down for business professionals, what these tools actually do, where they deliver, and where the limitations are. So, let's get straight into it.
Welcome to today's deep dive. I'm talking directly to you right now, the business leader, the operations director, the strategist.
Exactly.
Because let's be honest for a second here. We all remember what it was like a couple of years ago when generative AI first hit the mainstream.
Oh, yeah. The absolute shock of it.
Right. We were all completely amazed that we could just type a prompt into a chat window and have it write this polite email to a client. Or, summarize a messy transcript from a 1-hour Zoom meeting.
It was a neat trick.
It was a total novelty, but you are way past that foundational phase now. You know how to write a good prompt, and frankly, you're probably a little tired of all the technical jargon floating around out there.
It's so true. I mean, the novelty of having an AI as a conversationalist or just a brainstorming buddy, it wears off pretty quickly when you have real quarterly targets to hit.
Exactly. You aren't looking for chat anymore. You are looking for execution. You want to know how AI can actually take over complex operational workflows, how it can process real, heavy-duty files and drive tangible business results without you having to hand-hold it every single step of the way.
Which is the holy grail for operations.
Yes. And, well, you're in exactly the right place for that today. Before we jump in, I do want to explicitly mention that the material for this deep dive was sourced directly from Anthropic's official documentation. We've combined that with widely accepted practitioner community feedback.
Right, getting the real-world view.
Exactly. And it was all carefully curated by Prashant Agarwal for A.D.A.P.T, which is his business-first applied AI coaching program. So what we are dealing with here is high-signal, practitioner-verified intelligence.
What's fascinating here is that we are witnessing a massive shift. We are moving from simply conversing with an AI to literally delegating to an autonomous assistant.
That is the mission today. We are entirely skipping those basic chat features. We are going to take a detailed walkthrough of 4 specific game-changing tools. We're looking at Claude Cowork, skills, plugins, and connectors.
A powerhouse lineup.
It really is. Okay, let's unpack this by starting with the engine that drives this whole new paradigm. It's called Claude Cowork.
Right, the workspace.
Yep. This is a dedicated workspace inside the Claude desktop app. And I want to clarify, this is specifically for Mac and Windows by 64. It is important to note right off the bat that this does not work on the web browser. It doesn't work on the mobile app.
It's strictly a desktop environment.
Exactly. And think of it with this analogy. Chat is for conversation. It tells you what you should do. Cowork is for delegation. It literally does the work for you, acting as an autonomous agent right there on your computer.
What does this mean for us strategically?
Well, operationally, it means Cowork can read, edit, and create real files directly in your local folders. I want to be really clear here because this is the light bulb moment for a lot of people. It is not just giving you a block of text in a browser window that you have to highlight, copy, and paste into Microsoft Word.
Oh, the endless copy pasting. We've all been there.
We have, but Cowork generates actual native .docs Word files. It generates .xlx Excel spreadsheets. It builds .tptx PowerPoint presentations, slide by slide, and PDFs. It creates the actual file right on your hard drive.
And it gets even more powerful when you look at how it handles complex tasks. It can spawn what are called subagents.
Yes, the subagents. I love this feature. Explain how this parallel processing works.
Well, imagine you are managing a massive project. Instead of one AI trying to read the data, then write the summary, then make a chart sequentially, Cowork breaks the complex task into distinct parts. It spins up independent instances of Claude and runs them in parallel.
So they're all working at the same time.
Exactly. One subagent is analyzing the revenue data. Another subagent is simultaneously generating a market share graph. It's exactly like assigning different sections of a project to a whole team of analysts.
But my IT director is going to have an absolute heart attack if I tell her an AI is autonomously doing things on our network. Walk me through the technical side simply. How is this safe?
It's a totally valid concern. Anthropic built Cowork so that when you give it a prompt, it doesn't just wildly access your entire hard drive. It runs in a sandboxed Linux virtual machine.
Let's break that down for the non-engineers listening. A sandboxed Linux virtual machine.
Think of it as an isolated, highly secure vault. It's a mini computer living entirely separate inside your main computer. Within that secure box, Cowork plans out the task. Then, it executes bash commands.
Bash commands, meaning it's essentially typing instructions to the computer.
Right. It's a technical way of saying it has the digital hands required to read the specific files in the exact folder you authorized and nowhere else. It literally writes its own code to create the outputs and saves them back to your folder.
This raises an important question regarding safety and limitations, though.
Oh, absolutely. There is a massive warning label here.
Yes, and this is a hard rule. Claude Cowork has absolutely no undo button.
None. Zero.
If you tell Cowork to organize a folder and it accidentally deletes a file in the process, that file does not go to your recycling bin, it does not go to your trash, it is gone permanently.
Poof.
Exactly. Because of this, backing up the dedicated workspace folder before you run tasks is mandatory. You have to build your own safety nets.
It's a stark reminder that we are dealing with a powerful execution engine now, not a sandbox toy.
And there are a few other limitations. Because Cowork is doing all this heavy computational lifting writing code, spawning subagents, it consumes a lot of usage tokens.
Which means it costs more.
A lot more,
Yeah.
about 3 to 10 times more than regular chat. Also, your physical laptop has to be awake, and the desktop app must be open. Oh, and if you are a Windows user, there's currently a known bug where it can't access secondary drives, like an external D drive. You have to keep your workspace on your main C drive.
Those are important constraints. But once you have that secure folder structure in place, the next logical step is figuring out how to standardize this engine.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about the second tool on our list, Claude Skills.
Right, the training manuals.
Exactly. Skills are reusable instruction packages that give Claude specialized expertise. Going back to our analogy, if Claude is a brilliant new employee, a skill is a detailed training manual for a specific job function. Without a skill, Claude just improvises. With a skill, Claude follows your exact procedures.
What does this mean for us operationally?
Well, historically, if you wanted an AI to follow strict brand guidelines, you had to paste a massive 3-page prompt into the chat every single time. It was exhausting, and it wastes tokens.
Yeah.
But Anthropic designed this brilliantly using something called progressive disclosure.
This is such an elegant solution.
It really is. Break down progressive disclosure for us.
Instead of loading your massive instruction manual every time, it works at 3 levels. Level 1 just loads the name and a summary description of the skill. That takes almost zero memory, about 20 tokens.
Barely anything.
Right. Then level 2 loads the full, heavy instructions, which can be up to 5,000 tokens, but only if Claude decides that specific skill is relevant to your prompt. And finally, level 3 loads external reference files only when it specifically needs them to complete a step.
It's like an employee only opening the filing cabinet when they actually need a specific document. But why is this so critical for accuracy?
Because of context rot. This is a research-validated phenomenon. If you feed an AI model too much text like copying and pasting a massive system prompt into every single conversation, its accuracy actively drops.
It gets overwhelmed by the noise.
Exactly. It gets lazy, misses key details, and starts hallucinating facts. By using progressive disclosure, skills save money on tokens and prevent context rot entirely.
And practically speaking, there are built-in skills, like the ones that create those Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files. But anyone can create a custom skill using the built-in skill creator. You just describe what you want in plain English.
You don't need to be a programmer at all.
Not at all. The main limitation to note is that skills sync between the web and desktop apps, but they do not work on the mobile app.
Good to know. So, if a skill is a single course of study, what happens when we need to scale this up?
That brings us to our third tool, Claude plugins. To build on that analogy, if a skill is a single course, a plugin is an entire degree program.
I love that framing.
They are pre-built role packages. They bundle together skills, specific commands, subagents, and connectors into one complete specialist toolkit. As of February 2026, there is an arsenal of 11 official plugins.
What kind of roles are we talking about?
You have a sales plugin for CRM analysis. There's a legal plugin designed for contract review, though with the massive caveat that it does not provide official legal advice.
Right. Definitely keep your general counsel on speed dial.
Always. There are also plugins for financial analysis, marketing support, things like that.
What does this mean for us when dealing with external data? A financial analysis plugin is useless if it only has access to internet knowledge from 2 years ago.
And that is the brilliance of these plugins. Several of those financial plugins include direct data connectors. We're talking direct integrations with professional data services like PitchBook, Morningstar, S&P Global, FactSet.
But let's clarify the business reality here.
Eh.
Anthropic is not giving you a free Bloomberg terminal.
Absolutely not. Claude provides the integration, but you still need to pay for the separate subscriptions to those data services. You have to bring your own license.
So Claude is just the hands operating the terminal you already pay for.
Exactly. So what does this all mean when we want to go even further? What if we need to connect to our own internal systems or scrape general websites?
That requires our fourth operational tool, Claude connectors.
Right. Connectors are the bridges that allow Claude to reach outside your local files and interact with the live web and your external cloud services.
There are two main types you need to know. First, web connectors. These connect Claude to cloud APIs, so you can hook into a platform like N8N, which is a heavy-duty workflow automation tool, or it can connect directly to your company's Slack workspace via something called MCP.
And the second type.
Desktop extensions. The most prominent one is the Claude and Chrome extension. This actually gives the AI the ability to open a browser window, navigate websites, click buttons, and extract data visually, exactly the way a human would.
And I should note that Google Drive, Gmail, and Calendar connectors are currently in development.
What does this mean for us in terms of security and control? Giving an AI the ability to navigate the web and access Slack is a huge risk profile.
It is the most critical question you can ask. Anthropic built in strict permission controls. For every connector, you have 3 settings: allow, ask, and block.
Allow, ask, and block. Pretty straightforward.
It is. But the overwhelming practitioner advice from A.D.A.P.T. is to heavily utilize the ask setting, especially initially, to prevent something called approval fatigue.
Approval fatigue. Like when you just blindly click accept on cookie pop-ups.
Exactly. If you set your AI to allow, or if you just mindlessly click yes every time it asks, you might let Claude take an unwanted action like sending an unapproved financial report to a company-wide Slack channel. Using ask forces you to be the human in the loop.
Okay, so we've covered Cowork for local execution, skills for standardized training, plugins for full role delegation, and connectors for external reach.
Let's bring it all together with a massive use case. The strategic stack from our source material is simple. Use a skill for your portable methodology. Use a plugin when you want to delegate a complete job function.
Give us the ultimate example of this stack in action.
Let's look at retail sales data. Picture dropping a massive 30,000-row Excel file of monthly retail sales data into a local inbox folder on your computer.
30,000 rows would normally crush an AI's memory.
It would completely freeze it. But with this automated workflow, you just open Cowork and tell it to process the file using a custom brand analysis reporting skill. That's it.
What happens under the hood?
Cowork scans the folder. The skill automatically loads the brand's strategic guidelines using progressive disclosure. Because 30,000 rows would crush its context window, Cowork boots up that sandboxed Linux VM.
The secure vault.
Right. And inside that vault, it writes custom Python code to process the data efficiently. It spawns sub-agents to generate charts in parallel.
So it's acting as a data engineer and a team of analysts simultaneously.
Exactly. Then it uses the built-in PPTX skill to construct a genuine formatted management presentation slide by slide.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the operational miracle here is that nobody is copying and pasting text from a chat window.
Nobody.
The system autonomously reads raw data and outputs a polished PowerPoint file and an Excel summary directly to your hard drive, ready for a board meeting.
And that is the massive shift we want you to take away today. By mastering Cowork skills, plugins, and connectors, you stop treating AI as a brainstorming buddy. You start treating it as a fully integrated, autonomous operations team.
Which leaves us with a final provocative thought to mull over. If you can permanently capture your company's best operational frameworks into portable, auto-executing skills and plugins.
What does that mean for the traditional concept of a standard operating procedure document?
Right, or even the future of entry-level operational roles?
Yeah.
Are we moving from a world of writing manuals to a world of deploying autonomous specialists?
That is an incredibly fascinating question to end on. Thank you for taking this deep dive with us today. We hope this gives you a clear roadmap for your operations. Until next time.
This is A.D.A.P.T., your personalized AI coaching program. If you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, visit adaptaicoaching.com to understand how AI can upgrade your or your team's productivity. Keep learning and keep being curious.